Hey guys, this is your boy Roots, and I'm doing this deck profile for Team Relinquish, and we got Mr. Isaiah over here, Mr. Dragonmaid himself, doing another top 8 here at the PPG Regional, the Genesis Impact. Those guys want to tell us how your tournament outcome was, and any shout out?
It went pretty well. Sadly, I made it in my first game in top 8 didn't go so well. I got out-grinded game 1 because I drew 2 of the same starter, and then game 2 I didn't draw any starters, so that didn't go well. But before we get in, I just want to shout out to all my friends here at PPG, the staff, all the regular people that come out every night. It's an exciting venue to come play at, and I appreciate doing well in this event. So without further ado, we'll get into the profile. The starters. These are the 9s. I technically play one more starter, but these are the best starters for the deck. Chamber Dragonmaid. She represents any Dragonmaid spell or trap card that I might need, but she also, just because she can search Hospitality, counts as 2 dragons, which helps for making Romulus. Parlor Dragonmaid also facilitates getting any Dragonmaid card I need into the graveyard, and she also counts as 2 dragons just because if I send Dragonmaid Tidying, I can banish it and then special summon her back from the graveyard or Dragonmaid monster from my hand. And then Black Metal Dragon is pretty self-explanatory. Send it to the graveyard and get red MD and then special summon it back. So it's the weakest starter, and I don't like opening it. But it still counts as 2 dragons for what it is, so I still play it at 3. I don't think I'd change the ratios of starters I played. Even if I just went through a game where I didn't see one, I think this is enough. Nurse, she's not a starter, but she's an extender, and she's how your resource grind goes. She's not a starter, she's an extender, and she's how your resource grind goes. Really strong card. With any reborn card you might have, having Nurse in your graveyard means you get 2 bodies, which just turns your +1s into +2s. So I think she's only good at 1 because you really don't want to see her turn 1. But depending on how many Foolish Burial cards you play or cards that's sent to the graveyard, I could see this card going to 2. I don't know. It just depends on the format. But I think right now 1 is fine. And then for my big Dragonmaids, I just play 1 Dragonmaid Lorepar, 1 Dragonmaid Ernest. I really like this card. I think I'd play this card at 2. Its effect is pretty much, it's like impermanence in archetype because you can use it, target a monster your opponent controls, and they can't activate that monster's effect for the rest of the turn. It doesn't necessarily negate the effect though, so it's not good against things like Darklaw, but it's great against stuff like Drident or Zeus, who you just want to stop them activating their effect. It also works on monsters that's unaffected by card effects because it's a player command and it doesn't actually affect the monster you target. And then Ernest is an extender, but she's mostly played just that you can cycle Ernest. Her other effect doesn't really come up too much. The last Dragonmaid card monster I play is Red MD. This card's insane. I opened it a lot more than I had any right to today. Really strong card. If you open any Dragonmaid plus this card, it's full combo. Or Black Metal Dragon, same thing. So I really like this card. I think no matter what, I'll probably always play it. 2 Noctivision Dragon. I almost felt like I wanted to play this card at 3, but I felt 2 was fine just because you don't want to open it in multiples. But I ended up not really seeing it a lot, and there were a lot of opportunities where that 1 extra card would have made the difference. So I may end up just pumping this back up to 3. And then 1 Tempest, the last of the dragons. The reason I play this is for 2 cards in my main deck. 1 is Gold Sarcophagus, because if you banish it, you can special summon Parlor. The other one in my extra deck, I'll show you later. But it basically will banish Tempest from the deck, and then you search a Wind Dragon, and you can use it for your follow-up and make VFD at the same time. So really strong card in the deck. For my hand traps, I play 3 Ash, 3 Meister, 2 Ghost Spell. I almost felt like I would rather play 3 Ghost Spell, 2 Meister, but I think otherwise this ratio of hand trap was fine. Everyone performed well enough. It's just I kept getting paired up against Zoo, and these cards don't really do too well against Zoo outage. So that was unfortunate. I felt like I would have rather had Impermanence in that matchup, but otherwise, like, they were fine. Three Dragonmaid Hospitality, two Dragonmaid Changeover. This is the most broken card in the deck. It's Monster Reborn and Foolish Burial in one card. And this is our fusion spell. I play two, not one, because drawing this card is really powerful. It allows you to search extenders, so in and of itself, it acts as a pseudo extender. So drawing it is never too bad. You just never want to draw two, but sometimes it could happen. Three World Legacy Guard Dragon. I don't really need to explain what this card does or how it's useful. Dragon Link existed and they played this card at 3 for the same reason. It just makes LP with one less dragon. It's an incredibly powerful card. And lastly, Dragon Ravine and Gold Sarcophagus. Gold Sarcophagus is your 4th copy of Parlor and your 10th starter. And Dragon Ravine is basically LP. You send any dragon from your graveyard, and then I play so many Reborn cards that it literally just it tutors out any dragon that I need for a given situation. So it's a really powerful card in the deck. Then for my trap cards, I play 3 Dragonmaid Tidying. This card is deceptively powerful. It is the source of my entire grind. Banishing this card and cycling it with Parlor and like Chamber just allows me to overwhelm my opponent. On stream, the first time on stream, I really overwhelmed my opponent just by banishing this card and using its recycle effect multiple times. It's a nice insurance, and it also allows me to do some cheeky things during my end board if I have it in the graveyard. So it's a really good card. It's a good enabler. Not much to say beyond that. And then 3 Ice Dragon's Prison. This card was good in Dino. The Dino matchups I played today didn't really work anywhere else. It was fine against Zoo going first because I was able to punish their use of Chakanai's effect, but not always. Chakanai. They don't always go for that play turn 1, so you don't always get the benefit of banishing a Zoo. So I don't know. This card was really good in the main, I felt, because it allowed me to hold back and not play into Nibiru as much. But it was really weird. I'm not sure how I felt about it, but I think I was genuinely pleased with it. And that's for the main deck. That's 40 cards. For the extra deck, I have 3 of my ace monsters, 1 Dragonmaid Show and 2 Dragonmaid House. This is probably the best fusion boss monster in all of Yu-Gi-Oh! People look at this card and they don't realize that it's actually a +2 every standby phase and an Omni Negate wrapped in one. It's incredibly powerful, and this one is not far behind it. While its effect isn't as great as this one, at the start of the battle phase, you can, when a dragon returns from your hand or the side of the field for their effects, the Dragonmaids, you can pop them and then just clear your opponent's board. It is not a hard once per turn. It's a really good and it's a really strong aggro card, and it helps going for games when I don't want to link climb too much or I want to go for game under Nibiru. This is my last fusion, Trishula. With Trishula, I use it to banish the Tempest I showed earlier from my deck and then rip a card from my opponent's extra deck. And after doing so, I search and then I make House Dragonmaid and I overlay the 2 of them for the next card in the list, True King of All Calamities. I don't need to explain anything about this card. It's how I play against Virtual World. It's literally, if I don't make this card against that deck, I kind of just lose because it's a Calamity's arms race. That's unfortunately the format for anyone not playing Control. If you're playing against Virtual World, you either make this card going first or you just lose to it. It's unfortunate, but that's the format. And then for my links, I play one Striker Dragon, one Guard Dragon LP, and one Guard Dragon Pisty. I don't need to explain anything about this card. I'm so happy this card isn't banned, and I hope it stays for a little while longer. I don't think it should stay forever. And when Remus comes out, this card's probably gonna be banned for sure. Like, let's not even doubt it. But in the meantime, I'm gonna use it while I can. LP2, Romulus. This card is insane. It searches Dragon Ravine, which when you send Tidying with it, you can combo it off for full combo plays. Really strong. It's how I get all my plays started. Probably gonna get banned eventually, but this is the third Dragonmaid boss monster, Paratic Seal of Heavenly Spheres. This card is broken in this deck specifically. There is no Dragon deck that uses Spheres better than this one because it's removal. That's also a plus for me. And it gets my entire advantage engine started, or it continues flowing it, depending on what the game state is looking like. Spheres is a fantastic... Okay, so yeah, Spheres is like it's my safe play. I really like this card. It contributes to a lot of my success, just as much as my fusions do. And then one Twin Triangle Dragon for link climbing, one Nightmare Phoenix, one Nightmare Unicorn, and one Access Code Talker for going for game. This is pretty much my package when I push for game. If you saw me play on stream round 1, you saw all of these cards come out, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Not much to say about them. 3 Nibiru. Didn't side this card in once today. I don't know. Not much to say. I play it because it's great against combo, but like nothing, no magic today. 3 Lancia was really strong today in my Invokes matchup. It got gammaed the second game, which was unfortunate, but it was really good otherwise. 3 Joel and Lockbird, also really powerful in my Invoked matchup, helped me win that game. I think it's also very good against Drytron, but I did not play that deck at all. Three Twin Twisters. I play this specifically because Dogmatic is in the format, and I don't like the Shadal Schism. Since that card can be chained to Lightning Storm or Harpy Feather Duster, you really want quick play removal so that you can out it before the main phase. And then 3 Triple Tactics Talent. This card was fantastic today. I appreciated it. Probably wouldn't main it because it's still a bit clunky, but otherwise it was a very effective card for going first. It helped protect me against hand traps, and there were games that I would have otherwise lost if the 2 draws that I got off of this card didn't save my butt. So I really like this card. That's it for the profile. So as far as...
Thank you again for the deck profile. Look forward to seeing more of the Dragonmaid Duel Master over here, guys. Until next time.
Take care.